Hi, I'm David Levin, and this is Pop Goes the Culture. Today, in part 3 of my conversation with Christopher Lloyd, we really get rolling. Today, we'll be talking about cartoons, and of course, finally, the part he is best known for, Doc Brown in Back to the Future.
Let's talk about Back to the Future. How did that occur for you? Was it just a part? Was it something that you were interested in?
I was working on a film in Mexico City or somewhere, Veracruz, and the script came to me. And at the same time, I had been offered to do a play at the Long Wharf Theater in New Haven, Connecticut, being Hans Christian Andersen, and my mother was going to be played by Colleen Dewhurst. Very, one of the great actresses. And I was going to go do that, because I thought this is back to the theater. I'd done some film work, and then I'd gone back to my base and did work with Colleen Dewhurst at the Long Wharf Theater. And then this script came from Agent Sent Down, Back to the Future. And I kind of skimmed over it. It was very different from when the draft I finally shot. But I said, I'm not doing this. I'm going where I belong on the stage. And I didn't even read it, actually. I just sort of flipped the pages and put it down. I'm not going. And just dismissed it. And a friend I was with at the time, she had often heard me say, that I leave no stone unturned. Check everything out in this business, because opportunities don't come along every day. And so she said, you're always. So I thought, okay, I'll check it out. But it was like kind of reluctantly. But that was my own. So I picked it up. I looked over again. And I thought, okay. Also, it entailed going back to L.A. I was very involved in the film in Mexico, and I was situated there, and having, I didn't want to go back to L.A., but I thought, okay, got to at least check it out. It is a Spielberg film, after all. So I flew back to L.A., and I met Bob Zemeckis, as I recollect, and that was that.
The new script came.
To hell with a play.
So did you start to realize, as you were starting to talk to Zemeckis and as you were looking at the screenplay, that there was something more there?
I just started getting into it. I started really thinking about it. And Zemeckis has such enthusiasm. It's infectious, So anyway, I just caught my imagination, and I started getting excited about it.
Now, when they started shooting, they weren't shooting with Michael J. Fox.
No. Yeah, Eric Stoltz was the original Marty. And then about 6 weeks into the shoot, we were shooting that sequence where the terrorists come and shoot me, and Marty gets and goes to wherever. We were doing all-night shoots in the city of industry, something like that. And it was chilly, and it was always kind of drizzly and damp and cold and all that kind of thing. And we've been shooting for some 6 weeks. And then we came back from our meal break around 1 o'clock in the morning, and Steven Spielberg was there, and a lot of other suits, and everybody's sort of solemn, and we all gather around outside, and Zemeckis, Spielberg, made the announcement that they were, going to change cast. It was a complete surprise to me. I had no idea it was going to happen. Eric Stoltz was very good, but I think after looking for 6 weeks at the dailies, they missed a certain comic edge that they felt the show had to have, and they were right.
What happened when Michael came in? Did things change? Like, did you feel something?
Yeah, there was a very different energy. Eric Stoltz was more, he's more serious, very good actor. And Michael was a kid, total kid, and excited and naive and innocent and all that. And just the relationship was like an uncle-nephew almost kind of thing. Just fit right off.
He was doing double duty during that period.
Yeah, for a while he was still working on Family Ties. Is that right? Yeah, Family Ties.
Did you sense, I mean, as much as he was doing the daytime shoots with them and the nighttime shoots with you guys, did you sense any kind of exhaustion, tiredness?
No. No, he had a lot of energy.
I get tired just thinking about what you were doing at that point.
Had a lot of energy. Well, talking about that, I remember when we were doing Back to the Future 3 up north, that I think Back to the Future 3 started up about a month, no more than a month after we finished Back to the Future 2. So Zemeckis was doing all the editing, post-production work on Back to the Future 2 while he was shooting Back to the Future 3. And he would fly back. We'd finish, we'd wrap at sundown up there in Northern California where we were, and he would fly down to Burbank and work that, then fly back up for the, he did that for quite a while, so that was a ball buster.
Those things are tough to open.
Oh, there we go.
That's amazing. Well, the movies turned out, I mean, considering the time travel aspect of it, there was a lot of stuff. I mean, you didn't just have to reshoot those mall scenes. I mean, there were a lot of scenes that needed to be recreated for the sequel.
For
First 2 and 3, you had to recreate stuff that you had done for the first one, correct?
I didn't miss that.
For Back to the Future 2 and Back to the Future 3, sets had to be recreated, scenes had to be reshot. I mean, could you talk about that a little bit? Because that must have been sort of painstaking to sort of sit and watch that original movie and then to sort of recreate from a whole different point of view. There's a scene on the street, for example, where Doc Brown is setting up from the first movie, and then there you are again with the trench coat and the hat, sort of talking to yourself. Could you sort of walk us through, as for people who weren't there at the time?
I don't know. I didn't think about that too much, because there was quite a distance in time between those. I mean, when we wrapped Back to the Future 1, it was 2 or 3 years at least before we went to 5 years before we went to Back to the Future 2. So I remember that in that regard, there's the moment when the lightning strikes and the DeLorean whizzes by and evaporates before it smashes into the end of the street. They had to do that all over again because I don't remember now whether it begins Back to the Future 2, I think. And that was tough. I remember that was not a day or a night I was looking forward to, because I'm like yelling and screaming and jumping around and all, and I just thought, I'll never get there again. We did that 5 years ago or whatever. How am I going to replicate that?
How did you replicate that?
Just bite the bullet. Let's go and do it and get into it. But I was so worried it was not that I wouldn't find the level so it would match well, but it worked out okay.
You managed to do all right.
Yeah.
I heard that Michael in the intervening years had forgotten how to ride a skateboard, and that was his toughest thing.
Oh, really? See, I thought I was the only one. the problem.
And you guys got to you guys got to work together again on Spin City.
Yes.
Tell me what was that like?
That was great because they kind of, the way they wrote the script, I was an evangelist, I guess, not an evangelist, but what they did in the script was like they made our characters like we were having a reunion, which like we hadn't seen each other for a long time. So it sort of played into the audience's, seeing us come together and work again. And that was a lot of fun.
You also got to play Doc Brown in a couple other situations.
Well, there's the ride.
Tell me about the ride. What? Because that was a groundbreaking ride when they first introduced it.
Yeah, it was new technology. The ride was great.
How did they call you? Did they what?
They called me and I went in and we shot. I think it was a lot of blue screen, but we shot what we had to shoot for that. Then I went to the openings in Orlando and the one here. I wrote it about 4 times in a row. Nearly made myself sick.
It's one of my favorite rides.
Oh, it was a great ride.
Yeah.
Great ride. I guess it still is.
What's also nice about that is that it was one of the first rides that had, where being online was part of the story. Mm-hmm. And that was certainly because of what you and Tom Wilson did, I guess.
Right.
I'm going to be interviewing Leah Thompson probably next week. What should I ask her about?
Well, I don't know. What should I ask her about? Let me think about it.
I'll come back to that one. She was fun to work with, I'm sure.
Yeah. I didn't have that. I don't think I had all that much with her because mostly, we were on the set at the same time, but I don't know, I can't remember what scenes we had together.
There's a scene where she comes in and he's introduced.
Oh, yeah. That scene was a lot of fun to do.
They sort of were treading sort of lightly on that whole edible thing. That could have gone in a weird place, and they really sort of
kept it
to make that work in a cool way. You worked again with Zemeckis, another huge hit.
Yeah, Roger Rabbit. And also worked with him. It was like I forget the name of the program. It was like a half-hour TV show, Tales of the Crypt or something like that.
Oh, Tales from the Crypt, right.
Yeah, did an episode, The Head of the Class, I think it was called, where I lose my head.
I remember that.
That was great stuff. No, it's just like, it was
Looks
great
like fun
stuff.
to do. Is
Yeah.
Zemeckis fun to work with?
Oh, he's a ball. He is so astute and so knowledgeable and about all the various crafts. He'll sit down to lunch with somebody who be there and talk about the new technology and how it could be, And he's a great acting director.
Well, he certainly moved special effects forward with both.
Yeah.
With all 3 Back to the Futures, with Roger Rabbit, with Forrest Gump. Mm-hmm. He really pushed those technologies in terms of like, okay, we're going to do a split screen, but we're going to move the camera.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
I don't know, something that really engages my interest, imagination, passion, whatever. Never know what it's going to be. Yeah. I've been doing one called Cyberspace. Yeah, it's kind of ingenious. It's each episode there's a villain. Of course, there's a villain. I'm the main villain, and these kids and some other characters, and it's all happening in cyberspace, I guess. And each episode, there's a math problem that has to be solved in order to prevent bad things happening. So, but it's incorporated in the story, in the plot, so it's not like you're being directly taught, it presents a problem that has to be solved mathematically, and so you learn that way. So that's kind of nice.
Using the entertainment for education.
Yeah.
For good, not evil.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. Next time, the conclusion of my 4-part interview with Christopher Lloyd, when we'll do a roundup of his other memorable parts, including Uncle Fester in the Addams Family, and of course, the evil Judge Doom in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. We'll see you then. Ouch! Ooh.